Okay, so hi everybody. Jill and I from the Big Conversation are here to just tell you a little bit about what we discussed in our meeting today so that you guys are in the loop and up to date with what we're doing. So, starting off, one of the things that we did today was we took the feedback from the What Matters to You feedback that we got. I think some of you might have seen some speech bubbles in the pub, or some of you might have filled in a speech bubble after an information and consultation session. So we discussed the feedback and we got some of the main themes from that feedback, and I'm going to let you know what those were. So they were making a difference and being able to make a contribution, having a healthy work-life balance and working environment, having your contribution recognised, so feeling valued, feeling respected and being heard, having fun and enjoying coming to work, which is obviously really important because no one wants not to enjoy the work, feeling connected and having meaningful relationships with colleagues, people that are supported by FISL and your friends and family, having a sense that your well-being is supported by the organisation, the opportunity for development and improvement in both job security and financial security. So those were the main things from the feedback that we got. I don't know if you want to say anything there, John.
I think the only thing to add on to that, Emma, is that we discussed briefly those themes in the big conversation today, and at our next session in a month's time we're going to try and put forward and discuss some proposals around those main themes and make sense of them and come forward with some actions. So, but in the meantime, obviously if people have anything they'd like to add, they're welcome to contact any of us in the big conversation.
Absolutely.
So one of the other things we discussed today in the big conversation was the move that Thistle is making towards self-organised teams, which for those of you that attended the information and consultation sessions will have heard a presentation about. And I think it's just to acknowledge that people are probably at different starting points when it comes to knowing about self-organised teams and what that will mean for them as an individual, what that will mean for them in terms of the team they're in, and what that will mean to Thistle across the board. And I think it's important to talk about it in terms of it's not a change because we're doing a lot of the things already, it's developing what we're already doing. And it's something that everybody in Thistle is going to be involved in, so it's not just like it's one team or one part of the organisation. All of us in Thistle are going to be part of this move towards developing self-organised teams. And I think in terms of the timescales, it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow or next week. It's something that's going to evolve over the next year and over the next 3 or 4 years. And I think it's something that people will have a choice to be part of the pilot of that process, and information will come to teams. So over the next year, I think we're looking to pilot maybe 8 to 9 teams, but I think it's important to acknowledge there's a lot of work going around that already. So in the development team, we're looking at the communications, the business and support team are looking at ways of supporting, the finance team are looking at the modelling of the financial models around it. So there's an awful lot of information happening that will cascade to teams as we move forward. And there will be a framework around self-organising teams. It's not going to be a free-for-all. There will be a framework there, and there will be detailed roles around each member of each team. And I think in the big conversation, our role is to listen and to just hear feedback from people. I think there's no bad question, there's no silly questions. I think everything is open for discussion and open for debate, and I think everybody just needs to feel that they can ask any question at any time. We don't have all the answers, nobody has all the answers. There will be a bit of having to do the work in order to understand what will work. But I think it's important to acknowledge that we're all in this together as a whole organisation, And I think everybody needs to feel that they can ask any questions as we move forward. Emma, what about your
I was just going to
perspective?
say that one of the things that the Thistle Learning team are doing around this is we're having discussions about what sort of training people are going to need for this new way of working. So it's not that, people are going to be working in self-organised teams and they're going to be expected to know exactly how to work, exactly what their role is, how to do different things. So there's going to be a lot of training both for staff and for families and people we support as well. So there is a plan to do a lot of training because people are going to be thrown in the deep end, so to speak. And I think John's quite right in what she said about people coming from different starting points. So I would say, even if you are unsure about it, if you're not feeling confident or if you're wondering whether or not it's going to work for you, have a discussion with someone. Don't be afraid to say if you're not feeling really positive, because I think that's more than okay. It's something new. It is a development, but it's a new development, and new can feel a bit scary sometimes. But no matter where you're at in terms of feeling, if you feel really positive and really up for it, that's great. But if you're slightly unsure, still have the discussion because we need to hear everyone's point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way it's going to work best for Thistle is if everybody's involved. So to round off, I think the last couple of things we wanted to mention about today's big conversation, which follows up the previous blog that we did, the National Involvement Network. We've got 3 or 4 members of the big conversation going to the next local meeting of the National Involvement Network. And another thing that we're following up is including more about the big conversation in induction training that we provide. So on day 4 of Life is for Living training that all staff will attend, we'll be having more of an input from the big conversation, and different people from the big conversation will help facilitate that. And Emma, I don't know about the last thing maybe we want to mention is just around the recent information and consultation sessions and the feedback from there.
Yeah, we had quite a lot of discussion around that, and I've already mentioned some, but we got some feedback about themes for you guys from the information and consultations. But one of the things that came out strongly is that maybe in order for everybody to feel included in that process, you might need to change your name to make it a bit more inclusive. So we had a big long chat about all the feedback, but yeah, changing the name came up too, so we're going to be thinking about the possibility of doing that.
Great. So today we had a very, very big conversation, and hopefully there'll be another couple of members from the big conversation. We'll update you after the next meeting that we have at the end of August.
Yeah.